Hey guys, PokéDan here. Have you ever noticed how some Pokemon have features that would suggest they'd excel at certain sports? I know I have. In fact, I remember when I was like 10 years old making a soccer team made up of Pokemon. Yeah, I really was that sad. But anyway, in this video you guys join me to count down the top 10 Pokemon that would be great athletes. But hold up, I won't be going it alone because today I'm joined by a friend of mine.
What's up guys, my name is Lumiose Trainer Zac, and like Dan said, today we'll be counting down Pokemon that would be great as athletes. We also made a video counting down the top 10 real life jobs for Pokemon over on my channel. So once you're done here, be sure to check that out.
Remember guys that this is all in our opinion, so feel free to let us know in the comments what Pokemon you think would make good athletes. But with all that being said, let's get started.
Coming in at number 10, we have Surskit in ice skating. It might seem strange to have this little water bug as an ice skater, but it's actually a good fit. Surskit is known for running across the water, almost like it's skating on it, so I'm pretty sure it will do great on ice as well. But I know you guys, you want proof, right? Well, look no further than Viola Surskit from the X and Y anime. Her Surskit's main tactic was using Ice Beam on the battlefield to catch her opponents off guard. While Ash's Pikachu was slipping all over the place, Surskit was moving around pretty smoothly with it skating all over the place. Now imagine if it showcased these talents in actual ice skating. Surskit would be perfect. It definitely has the skills to be a pro. So Surskit would be the perfect Pokemon to become an ice skater.
Next up on the list are 3 Pokemon, being Machamp, Hawlucha and Hariyama. So can anyone guess what sort of sport these Pokemon would be good at? Well, if you said wrestling, you'd be right. All 3 of these fighting types are strong Pokemon and are in some way related to wrestling. Let's start with Hariyama. This is pretty simple since Hariyama is actually modelled after sumo wrestlers. And you could tell that since this Pokemon really has some bulk and the same body type as pretty much all real life sumo wrestlers. Next is Hawlucha, and Hawlucha is related to wrestling since it is classed as the wrestling Pokemon. And in the X and Y anime, we saw its fighting style as Ash owned a Hawlucha, and it really was a strong Pokemon. Finally is Machamp. Machamp isn't as related to wrestling as the other two, but it's one of the most iconic fighting types and really has the body style to be a wrestler. These Pokemon for sure would excel at wrestling, and you know who else would?
Coming in at number 8 is Marowak playing baseball. Now I love baseball, it's my favorite sport, so it was great to find a Pokemon that would actually be good at it. Marowak would be good at baseball for one reason, it's Bone Club. It's a pro at swinging that thing. A lot of its attacks consist of it using the Bone Club, so it definitely knows what it's doing with that thing. You can definitely picture this Pokemon hitting tons of home runs with it, and I think its Alolan form would be a lot better. For one, Alolan Marowaks have longer bone clubs, therefore it would have a better chance at hitting a baseball. And also, Alolan Marowak has a flaming bone club. Imagine hitting a baseball with that. I'll tell you what, it's gonna be a lot harder catching a baseball when it's flaming, that's for sure.
Coming in at number 7 spot is a Pokemon that represents the sport of running. It's Jolteon. Being in the top 10 fastest Pokemon, it's fair to say that this evolution is pretty speedy. Because of how fast it is, of course, it had to represent the running sport. You may be thinking that there are some faster Pokemon than Jolteon out there, and you'd be right. But since they float, fly, and roll, they couldn't exactly be the perfect candidates to represent running. However, of course, Jolteon could. Jolteon has a base speed of 130, which is one of the best out there, and it also learns moves like Quick Attack and Agility. This Pokemon can run so fast that it only makes sense for it to be great at the sport of running, so it had to be on this list.
Number 6 is Decidueye in Archery. Do I even have to explain this one? Decidueye is the perfect Pokemon for this sport. Ever since Rowlet was revealed, we knew that its final evolution was going to relate to archery in some way. When Rowlet was first introduced, it was said to have a new move called Leafage that would allow it to shoot leaves at the target. Little did we know that that would be teasing its final evolution's archery abilities. Once you evolve your Dartrix into Decidueye, it gains access to the move Spirit Shackle. This move is cool because it allows Decidueye to use its feathers like a bow and shoot it at its opponent. What's even better is the fact that it can even control the direction it moves. So if it does get into archery, it will never miss. And just in case it's having an off day, just make sure it's using its signature Z move, Sinister Arrow Raid, and it will never miss with the swarm of arrows that it releases.
Coming in at the number 5 spot on this list is the Pokemon Golduck. Golduck is on this list because it would be a great swimmer. Swimming is for sure one of my favourite sports, and it's a hobby I enjoy doing. Out of all of the water type Pokemon out there, you must be thinking that Golduck must be pretty special to be considered the best Pokemon at swimming, and it really is. I mean, let's just look at some of its Pokédex entries. Its Pokédex entry from Pokemon Ruby mentions how its webbed feet and the shape of its body can help it swim at frightening speeds. In this dex entry, Golduck is also described to be faster in the water than the most athletic swimmer. Because of this one dex entry alone, it's fair to say that Golduck is a great swimmer and that it deserves to represent the sport of swimming on this list today.
The number 4 spot goes to 2 Pokemon, Sock and Throw. These guys would be perfect for martial arts. You can also say Mienshao, but these two are one of the only Pokemon I can think of that have a fighting gi as part of their design. Plus, I like Sock, so it's here to stay. But seriously, these guys would be a great fit. What makes it even better is the fact that they're counterparts, so they are also the perfect pair for fighting each other. They even did this during the Black and White series. During the Club Explosion tournament, the final match was between Stefan's Sock and Montgomery's Throw. You know the fight between these two is serious if Ash isn't involved. They made Ash lose to Throw to hype up the final match between these two martial arts Pokemon. So imagine if they got into real martial arts. They would dominate. I feel bad for anyone who has to face off against these two. You're gonna have a hard time just trying to land a hit. I don't care how strong you are. A person trying to fight these two fighting types will be no walk in the park.
Making it at the number 3 spot on this list today is Hitmonchan, and you already know that this Pokemon is representing the sport of boxing. You can tell this just from its design alone. I mean, it even has boxing gloves for hands, so what does that say? For sure, it says that this Pokemon is a great boxer. Yet again, this can be backed up simply by taking a look at some of Hitmonchan's Pokédex entries. A lot of its dex entries mention how it possesses the spirit of a pro boxer, and its Pokemon Y dex entry even mentions it throwing punches that are faster than bullet trains. Now that's pretty freaking fast, and that's why Hitmonchan would be a great boxer. One thing for sure is I don't want to be in the ring with this guy anytime soon.
Number 2 is Hitmonlee. Now we had Hitmonchan for boxing, but now we got Hitmonlee for kickboxing. It would definitely be the best and kick some butt at this sport. I mean, part of this Pokemon's inspiration comes from the great Bruce Lee, so you know it's gonna be great at this fighting sport. Hitmonlee would probably win every match it's in. Just one kick from this Pokemon and you'll be sent flying. I don't care if you block it, you're gonna get hurt. Now that I think about it, it's almost unfair to have Hitmonlee in kickboxing, cause it would be too easy for it. It even has the ability to stretch its legs, so if you're thinking about moving back to avoid getting hit, it's still gonna catch you. Those legs can be good for another sport too. Soccer. This sport is all about kicking, so he will definitely be great at that too. I feel like Hitmonlee would be able to make a goal all the way from the other side of the field. And with those stretchy legs, it should have no problem stealing the ball from under your legs. So look at that, Hitmonlee is great at 2 sports, kickboxing and soccer.
Coming in at the number 1 spot on this list is the Gen 7 Pokemon Pacinian. From the moment I first saw this Pokemon, I could tell it was somewhat sporty. It just has that kind of physique and attitude about it. For anyone who didn't know, Pacinian is actually partly based on American football players, and it's even got its own little football that it can kick around. Pacinian is classed as the teamwork Pokemon, but what I find funny is that it can't even SOS call other Pacinian to help it. So much for teamwork. Pacinian is obviously representing American football or rugby on this list, and it's the perfect Pokemon to do so because this sport really suits this Pokemon. But anyway guys, that pretty much concludes this video. I want to give a big thank you to my friend Zac for joining me today.
It was my pleasure, Dan. And the fun doesn't stop here because over on my channel, Dan joined me to count down the top 10 real-life jobs for Pokemon. So if you're interested, be sure to check that out.
Also guys, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. But with all that being said, for now, I've been PokéDan, you've been amazing, and I'll see you guys next time.